Reported speech is one of the topics we have for this term. It's also called indirect speech. It reports what the speaker said without using his or her exact words. The most common verbs used in the reported speech are said, told, indicated, mentioned, reported, to show what you are reporting information. When the listener is mentioned, it's common to use tell. Other way, we use say. When reporting, we need to backshift the verb in the indirect speech. Here we can see the present tense changed to the past tense. We have an example. The direct speech is, I'm doing research on their use of tools. Indirect speech said, the zoologist said that she was doing research on their use of tools. Present progressive tense changed to past progressive. I am conducted an experiment on crowds. She said that she was conducting an experiment on crowds. The past tense changed to the present perfect tense and to past perfect tense. For example, the crowds made a hook to get food from a tree. The research reported that the crowds had made a hook to get food from a tree. Or, we have never studied this behavior before. She said that they had never studied this behavior before. The modals will, can, and may change form in indirect speech. For example, I won't be at the meeting. She explained she couldn't be at the meeting. I can ask my colleague to take note. She said that she could ask her colleague to take note. I may be able to send my secretary. She mentioned that she might be able to send her secretary. If you have the modal must, it will change in the reported speech like had to. I must find a way to repeat my experiment. She said that she had to find a way to repeat her experiment. Don't change the modals should, could, might, or ought to if they are used in the direct speech. For example, I should publish my results. She said she should publish her results. Also, you need to change the pronouns, possessive, and time words to keep the original meaning. This we are going to talk about later. When we are reporting indirect questions, we need to use the verb ask in its simple past form. In these questions end with a period, not with a question mark. For example, Mr. Castro asked Julie if she was at the party the day before. Here, in indirect questions, you don't use the auxiliaries do, does, or did. You need to omit them. Also, you are going to use if or whether to introduce an indirect yes-no question. In the indirect questions, you need to use a statement word order with yes-no question. I mean, a subject, the verb, and the complement. Also, you need to use question words to use WH question. For example, we have direct speech. Where is your dad? My mom asked. In the reported speech, we'll say, my mom asked where my father was. As I told you, in addition to verbs, certain other words change in the indirect speech. For example, if we have this, we are going to change to that. We have these to those. Here changes to there, now changes to then, ago to before or previously, yesterday to the day before or the previous day, today change to that day, tomorrow change to the next day or the day after. Here we have some examples. The direct speech is Jeremy said, my boss just promoted me. In the indirect speech, we are going to have Jeremy said his boss had just promoted him. You can notice we are changing my to his and me to him because we're talking about Jeremy. Another example we can use is, please be here for the meeting at 4 p.m. Sally asked. In the indirect speech, we'll say, Sally asked me to be there for the meeting at 4 p.m. If you can notice, we are changing here to there because we are reporting what Sally said. Thank you.